Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's B. Avery here for another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really, really do appreciate it. With this one right here, we are talking Cuties, which debuted on Netflix last week. It is stirring up a ton of controversy. People are mad and outraged for reasons I completely understand. People saying we should cancel Netflix, boycott Netflix. This speculation all around that this is pedophilia, child pornography. Of course, we're going to get into all of that. As you can see, my format is a little bit different right now. You can also see that I'm being joined by somebody right here. It's my boy Malcolm. What's going on, Malcolm?
What's happening, man? It's been a long time.
It has been a long time, sir. If you guys don't know Brother Malcolm, I started my channel with this fine gentleman. First video, I think it was I don't remember what video it was, but actually I think it was well, we won't have to get into that, but a long time ago, man. It's been about 2.5 years since you've been here. I think the Black Panther spoiler review was the last time, so I do appreciate you coming
And I
back,
was
man.
literally there pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID, you was actually here
So
uh
this feels weird.
here in this room. But anyway, people want to know about this movie, Cuties, real quick. I'll go ahead and say this. And I have to preface this. This was a very, very uncomfortable watch for me. I'll just go ahead and say that right there. But I got to talk about the marketing because this kind of like everybody. I mean, this is the first piece of material that we all saw right here. I saw this poster. Is this the first? Like, is this the first piece of marketing that you saw too, Malcolm?
So here's the thing. I didn't know about the controversy until later. So I didn't see this marketing at all. So I came in all the way blind. So I saw, controversy on YouTube, and I was like, what is this? There's no way Netflix, put this out there. It's a pedo movie. So I was like, let me check it out. I never saw
Oh,
the, yeah. So
so
I was,
okay, so you thought that too initially.
no, I didn't know. I was like,
Okay,
there's no way they did that. So
right.
I just
Okay,
watched it.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, me myself when I saw this poster, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm like, what the hell? This is BS. What are they doing? Why are these little girls dressed in this attire right here? But then I have to be honest with you guys. I watched the trailer and I had to say to myself, okay, the trailer is not as bad as this initial poster is setting it out to be. And it's funny, this is a French film. This is a French-made film. It has subtitles, but there's also English dialogue that is dubbed over. And it's just, a difference in the posters is crazy to me. I mean, this is the French poster. Migiones, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the director's name. But, it's interesting that this is the French poster. And this is the American-made poster. So that can kind of tell you a lot right there. Like I said already, guys, this was an uncomfortable watch for me. Of course, we're going to get Malcolm's full perspective here in just a moment. I will say this. Actually, I'm going to save that, but I'll go ahead and pose this question to you, Malcolm. Cuties, that is on Netflix right now. The debut last week. Malcolm Toussaint, The Midnight Rambler. Is this film the next greatest best thing for your streaming entertainment that men, women, and children all around the world can enjoy for some type of representation and educational purposes? Or is this some stank, ratchet ass child pornography bullcrap that needs to be abolished from all human existence and just avoided at all costs?
Well,
Go
those are
ahead,
two.
sir. Let me know your thoughts, your general impressions of the film, what you thought. I want to hear from you, sir.
Got it. Well, those are two extremes, like way extremes. Just somewhere in the middle, somewhere.
Okay.
It's not the worst thing ever. I think it's a great film, honestly. Um, it's So here's my issue. So I saw the posters, and I get why they did that for the American audience. I don't think that French poster would have grabbed the American audience. I don't know if they probably didn't think it would be so controversial, but they knew that if they just put some girls just dancing, middle schoolers just dancing in the street, it wouldn't have connected with us. That's just not who we are as an audience.
I agree with
But
that.
I do think so. Here's the thing. This is the issue for me. It was so much. It was marked in so much controversy that I watched it and I wasn't giving it a fair shot at the very beginning. I was watching it looking for what people were pointing out, on Twitter, and I found it a little bit, but not enough. So I kept watching it again. I watched it 3 times.
Oh,
and every time he got better for me. Every time he
what?
got better for me. Yeah, this is
I,
one of the
okay,
better films about middle school girls that I've probably ever seen.
okay. I'm glad you said that last part, middle school girls, because I'm gonna put a little asterisk right there because I'm gonna have to come back to that. Why did I watch this film? When I first saw the poster, I was like, hell no, I'm not watching this child pornography pedo crap. This is ridiculous. And you, sir, you convinced me to watch this film because we are filming this Monday, the 14th of September. So we were having this conversation on Friday. It was me, you, and another mutual friend through a text message. I think he sent a podcast or something, and it was some other black people talking about this movie. And then we all gave our comment, and you just surprised us both. He's like, "Oh, I've actually seen the movie twice, and I thought it was good." I'm like, "Really? Are you serious? What the hell?" And I was messing with you. I was trolling. I was like, "Malcolm, bro, I love you. I respect for your opinion on films, but are you serious right now?" He's like, "B, yeah, it's great." And I was like, "Doc, I just can't do it, man. I can't subscribe to it. This is." You said something, and I was like dancing and pee popping. I'm not. I don't. Well, I don't feel comfortable saying the word, but it's different. And you was just like, "B, I'm not gonna have this conversation with you unless you see the film." And to be honest with you, I couldn't do anything but respect that. Just me that talks about movies all the time in general, and also in general, you cannot judge a book by its cover. And I was also surprised when our mutual friends came back the next day and was like, "Hey, I watched the film last night. I thought it was great too." So I was extremely shocked that both of you, in particular, enjoyed this film. I was a little worried, to be honest with you. I was like, what's going on? It did rub me the wrong way, but I was like, look, these two educated gentlemen that said it's a good movie. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. I looked on Rotten Tomatoes; it had a positive rating as well. And so I went in and tried to watch the film. Now, you said middle school girls. I will go ahead and say this because I feel like this is very, very important, and one of the main themes that the film tried to bring to its audiences. Like we're men. We're males. We're not women. And I'm going to speak for myself. I will never ever be able to relate to what a woman or especially a young girl in middle school goes through, especially at that time in middle school, to where they're going through hormones, their body's changing, puberty, all that stuff. The cycles are starting. I have no idea what a woman goes through, mentally, physically, all that. And so I have to just preface this review and my thoughts with that. And I honestly think that this film was a cry out from the director, from the French director, and I can't butcher her name. Just like, we're hurting, and we need somebody to listen to us, or listen to me. This is my story that I want to tell, and it's just very important. And after watching the film, as I was watching the film, I was kind of saying to myself, you know what? I'm pretty sure that this director is trying to retell a story of her life. And I checked out the interview after I watched it. Actually, not after I watched it, because I watched it yesterday. Today, before we shot this review, and that's true. This movie is a reflection on her life, and there are a number of good things in this movie. There are some things that I don't like, definitely, and I will talk about that. But I'll just go ahead and get straight to the point. I feel opposite of you, man, and you and our mutual friend. The extreme examples that I gave earlier is, while this film has a lot of lessons in it that can be learned, and things I did appreciate, and gives and just kind of gives you a new shine on light on a perspective, a walk of life that we're not accustomed to, especially here in the States. I still will not give it a pass, and I'm just gonna write it off as some child porno bullcrap. I understand what she was trying to do, but it just, the execution failed miserably,
Did you
in
see
my
the film
opinion.
Eighth Grade a couple years ago?
I don't think I did.
Okay, that one was a good one. It was an American made film, and
Centered around white people, because I think I
yeah,
heard of
yes,
it. Okay.
it
Well,
was
yeah, that's
it was
kind
a
of a
very
given.
good movie. But I feel like most American directors wouldn't go that far as she did. Like they just wouldn't. just wouldn't have that same creative freedom, or we just wouldn't it wouldn't get the same notoriety. I think that this was the French, picked this up and ran with it. I mean, they just have a more sexually fluid, expressive culture, so they're not as judgmental when it comes to these type of things. I mean, honestly, like this was seventh grade, 11 year olds. I mean, some of
That's fifth
us.
grade. I think that's like fifth or sixth grade. No, that's about. You're right. My fault. I shouldn't have cut you
Well,
off.
it's like sixth grade, but they said
Yeah.
seventh grade in the film. That's what she said. She said they got into an argument. They're 11, and they weren't supposed to, because they were trying to be older than what they were. But yeah, man, and even it was dramatic, and it was a great story, but it still was comedic elements too. Like, it wasn't a comedy, but like, I started laughing the last time around when I took off the blinders. Let me take off this bias. I've been worried about the what people are saying on Twitter and social media, and like, this is a pedo porn. I just like, just let myself just watch it, turn off all my you know phone and everything, and just watch the movie. Just sit down in the dark and watch it, and I loved it.
Man, I feel exactly the opposite. What's disappointing to me is there were so many things that the director did so well, in this film. Some things that I just said that I wasn't able to relate to, like what young girls go through. But there was a scene or two to where I was able to relate to the girls, and I was just like, damn, that sucks. I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for the mother. I feel sorry for the grandmother. They really did knock that out of the park. I mean, there was something in this film that happened to one of the darker girls that happened to me when I was in fourth grade, on the playground. And that really spoke volumes to me, where I was like, oh shit, this film may be actually pretty good. But nah, man, I almost turned this thing off 3 times. I called this guy at the hour mark, because it comes in, it's about an hour and a half long. I think an hour and 30 minutes to be exact. I called you at the hour, like, damn near finna cut you out. Like, bro, what the hell is wrong with you, bro? Like, why did you recommend this film to me? I can't get through this. And you had your reaction to it, but I'm just like, dude, are we watching the same movie? This is disgusting. When I'm talking about how disappointed it is, she did so many things. There are so many points in this movie where you can pull it out and it can be like Oscar-worthy contention. From some of the performances, and I don't want to say across the board, but from the little girl Ami, the main character, and then her mom too. I mean, they just did a great job, but then you ruin it, in my opinion, by all this extra over the top sexualizing of these children, child porn, pedo stuff. I mean, that's just how I feel.
I don't know that she was sexualizing them. She just was showing the world from their perspective and what they were looking to see and what was accepted, from what they saw. So
go ahead, and if you haven't already, man, just go ahead and get into all your strengths, and because I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some things that I'm going to agree with you on, but I mean, you can go into the story. Actually, let me. I forgot. Look, this is, and y'all probably already seen this. This is the original synopsis. Ami becomes fascinated with a twerking dance crew, and in an attempt to join them, she starts to explore her femininity, define her own family's traditions. And there's somebody comment right after that, and then they change it to Ami, an 11-year-old girl joins a group of dancers named the Cuties at school, and rapidly grows aware of her burgeoning femininity, upsetting her mother and her values in the process. Malcolm, please tell me, what were her mother's values? What was so important? Why was Ami, at a crossroad and not knowing where to go in her life?
To be honest, I mean, you got to understand the story, right? Like, this is a Senegalese, French. They're migrating here without the father. She's a new kid in school, middle school. That's like the most weirdest, awkward time of your life. I talk to a lot of middle school teachers, and they can vouch for that. So it's like, you're trying to find your way. You're growing into your womanhood. You're seeing what other women that you might want to emulate are doing, and you're confused, and you're seeing what your mother and her family are doing, and so you're at a crossroads. Right. So, I mean, of course, they're Muslim as well.
Right. So, I mean, I get all that. I mean, I can try to sympathize with her character. I mean, they're in a foreign land. They have a strict fundamentalist Muslim religion, and nothing is promising. I mean, I will go ahead and get into spoilers, because I'm pretty sure that most of you seeing this are not going to watch the movie anyway. So Malcolm, feel free to spoil away. But they're I don't know what African country they were from. I can't remember.
I think Senegalese. Yeah.
Yeah, you just said that. And you just said that. My fault. They moved to France, and they're not in the. I don't want to say it's the worst apartments in the world, but
They're in the projects.
it's not good. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not good. And then you have this little girl here that they're trying to force this Muslim religion on her, and it's just the dots are just not connecting. I mean, this is just not for her. And what's sad about, I mean, this film is a very, like, one of the things it does well is it is a very, very emotional film. Whatever character is going through something, whatever trauma they're going through, you feel it. You're able to identify with those characters while they're emoting. And I really felt sorry for Ami because her mother is depressed right now. Their father is gone. He's pretty much abandoned them and found another wife. And the lifestyle that they live is just like, yeah, my current, he's just talking to his current wife. Yeah, you're really not doing it for me. So I'm just gonna go out and find another wife. I found one, and then I'm going to move her into the house with us. And just basically, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to accept this. And that was really heartbreaking, at the very beginning of the film, and one of the best pieces, in my opinion. And so, just getting into spoilers, Ami hears this. She goes into her mother's bedroom. She sneaks under the bed. She hears this confrontation that her mother is having with another. I guess it was her aunt or her grandmother. And her mother doesn't know anybody's in the room, but she just breaks down, and Ami is under the bed, and she hears all that. And I felt sorry for Ami, and she's in a foreign land. They don't have no money. Her father's cheating, and they have to accept it. I mean, like you said, that she's at a crossroad, and she does not have any place to go. And because of that, she lashes out. We're all products of our environment. And this film does a great job of showing that and depicting that. But I don't agree with the leap, the extension, the extent that they went to.
Oh, wait. Saying all that, what you just said, where's the leap? Where was the leap?
What do you mean?
So you just named off all these things that she has going on, and like, where's the leap? Like, what did she do that was unexpected to you?
Well, I didn't want to. Well, coming on to a grown man trying to have sex with him, taking a picture of her vagina and posting it online.
See, I don't know that she came onto him to have sex with him, because I looked at that again. I watched it the last time, and I was blown away by the direction of this story. This lady killed it, like
This
all the way
lady's
around.
disgusting.
Huh?
I said she's disgusting.
So what happened before that is they got the call about them being, or the email about them being accepted to the dance tournament, and of course the old guy was like, I'm going to call the police on you, and then they start dancing, and the camera changed and saw his perspective, and he had that male gaze, like looking at her body. He was the only sign of a pedo in this whole entire movie. He looked at her like
Right.
that. She saw that. So when that man came, took the phone, which is her everything at the beginning of the story. This is the window to the movie. This is how she gets into this space where she can be something that she's not. He took the phone, and so she's like, the male gaze worked on that old guy. Maybe it'll work on him. Let me show him. And I thought she was going to start dancing, but of course, people take it all the way left or right, and thought it was going to be about some sex. I don't think it was. I don't think it was that extensive. It was about the
Okay.
gaze.
Good point. And to be honest with you, I misspoke. The leap, when I was saying the leap, what I meant as far as the direction of the film, because we spoke. Usually we don't ever, like back in the day when we go see a film, we never give each other our opinions until we're recording, so that the reaction can be fresh, and we can surprise each other. But I was just like salivating at the mouth, like, Malcolm, I have to talk to you about this because this shit is really bothering me right now. I have to know your thoughts. And one of the things that you said, Brandon, now this film does a great job of reflecting real life on how, this is what little girls are doing in real life. Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay.
Again, having some friends that are middle school teachers in schools that might be adjacent to the projects, this happens quite a bit. I had a situation where a girl, similar situation. It's kind of crazy. Like, she was on Snapchat, and she didn't had a sex tape going around. This is seventh graders, so this is not like it's just a foreign situation. This happens in real life. It's just technology is speeding everything up. And I mean, anyway, when we were at that age, coming as a kid from the project, we were already like sexing and close to it before. So it's not like it's, even the grandmother was like, at your age, I was married. We had an extravagant wedding, and I wish the same for you. So it's like it's a lot going on here.
I mean, and I completely understand that, but it's just the direction of the movie. I still feel like the director could have hit that point home without using certain shots and certain angles. I mean, we all know that little girls do dance like this every once in a while behind closed doors, and some of them even may do it with their mom, and they may, okay, yeah, you can play like that around me, but don't make sure your daddy don't see that and stuff like that. I mean,
But
I
which
know
angles though? I want to know, like, because I
really.
watched that closely the last time to see like when she put that in there, what she was trying to say with those angles, and
I
I feel
mean,
like she.
for example, like there was one scene to where they was dancing on the stairs. That just wasn't just some like like a montage of this, showing progression of the film. The director, stopped the movie and then shot them as if this was a performance, like stepped away like this was a musical or something. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Let's dedicate the next 3 to 4 minutes to these little girls trying to pop their little ass. And I just like that's completely
But see, to
unnecessary.
me,
You can
as an
hold on,
adult man,
you can show the girls, dancing and how little girls do this in real life, bro. But she was like, no, I want you to focus on this. You see my fist right here? Okay, the frame of the, like, imagine, hold on, let me get it right. Oh, my camera's right there. Now, the section of the screen, the left side of the screen is the whole screen. What a woman, a little girl's crotch does not need to be this zoomed in on the whole aspect ratio of the TV to get the point across, bro.
I think she was showing that
Why is it this
absurdity.
tough? Huh?
Because again, that was actually directly after the guy looked at her at the arc, well, the laser tag joint, and he said the camera looked through his eyes and you could see him looking. I'm like, oh shit, okay, that was a little bit uncomfortable because it showed from his gaze. But I think that next scene with them on the stairs, that's what they want. That's what they wanted. That's what they want this whole movie, right? And so it was showing it how it looked from their perspective. I
I
get what
just
she was. To me, as a grown man who's not attracted to 11-year-olds, the shit looked goofy as fuck. Like, why is these 11-year-olds, dancing like grown women? Like, it was funny to me, honestly. It
I mean,
wasn't.
well, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't fun to me. It was gross to me. It's just like what Netflix did with this movie is gave easy access to soft child porn, in my opinion. I mean,
B. You
you
can go to a pee wee football game and see little girls the same age or younger dancing for the football team. So it's not like I don't know this easy access to. It
bro,
doesn't make sense. It's,
not to this degree, bro. Like come on, man. You know about the art of filmmaking, like, and a long shot, a long take. It's just not necessary to do that. I mean, like you make very valid points.
so what's the difference between a pedo going to watch Nickelodeon?
They're
You can
not
see
popping their
kids.
ass on Nickelodeon.
What does that have to do with a grown man or woman being attracted to a child? They're still a pedo.
Yeah, but you're not handing it over to them on a silver platter either.
What are they handing over to them? They're
On
not.
Nickelodeon, Malcolm, on Nickelodeon, girls are not walking around with halter tops and leather pants and makeup like they hook on the street. That's
But
not
this
on
this
Nickelodeon.
happens. This happens
That's
in
not on not
those
on the football game. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
these are those little dance competitions or whatever, where the girls are like dressed up like dolls and they have to do these little routines and they're like sick sometimes. Like I
All
don't
right, bro,
understand.
but they're not gyrating and popping their ass back and forth and dry humping the floor with their legs spread, putting their finger in their mouth. They're not doing that, bro. They're not doing that.
I
I
don't
mean,
understand why that makes you upset as a guy who's not attracted to this. Like it's you worried about some pedos? Like I don't understand. Like it's a movie.
I don't want to see images of sexualized children. That's all I'm saying.
I think
I
she
mean,
showed the absurdity. I think the moral of the story was like this. She was just a lost girl, middle school, like we all were. Especially when you
yes,
got a different religion, you in the projects, you the homeless looking kid. A weird space of life. You just moved. You got you from a whole different country. Like yeah, she was looking to find herself. She found a phone and she got exposed to these women dancing and they got a lot of likes. That was a big theme as well. They got a lot of likes.
right.
You're looking to be
I
liked in
I
middle
I,
school, seventh
I
grade.
agree. I agree with all of that. 100%. All of that makes perfect sense. We are in a 100 agreement there. But you don't have to crank it up to 50 to push that point further home. It's unnecessary. For
Look, man,
example,
if she didn't crank this up,
bro, Malcolm, there was a at the midpoint in the film. I think she had on the I think this is where she had the black pants on, where she was really just going over the edge. Like, yes, this is who I am. You know, Ami the dancer. She went over and jumped a larger girl, and it was a scuffle, and she ended up start getting beat up. Why did they pull her pants down? There was no
that's what
point.
middle schoolers do.
Come on, bro.
That's what middle schoolers do, and that was an
Bro,
important part of the
it was just
story.
another reason to show a little girl's ass. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary, bro. Have people in a fight ever have their clothes ripped off? Yes, this happened before, bro. But she's going out of her way to show a child's body.
I don't think showing a child's body is sexualized unless you just, like you said, a pedo. Like I'm not, but
Okay.
I can't be like, okay, you can't make this art as a filmmaker because somebody who is perverted is going to look at it like this. That's not fair to an artist. It's a great story, and she told it the way she wanted to tell it. Like
It is a great story that it is diluted by child
no,
pornography.
it's diluted by some weirdos who have a conspiracy that all the elites are pedophilias, and it was a perfect timing. They saw it and they grabbed it. That's all this is. This would have been a regular look. I love independent film. I love especially foreign independent film. I would have saw this eventually, and that's what it would have been. It would have been a small film that I support by the DVD, and that's it. Nobody would have known about it ever. Maybe some film buffs here and there here, but it wouldn't have got all this traction.
I'm gonna ask you this, bro. Just to try to help you understand my point, where it's just not necessary. I think the weird two of the weirdest things for me is like you said earlier, she was obsessed with the phone. Her phone was her life. She was just desperate. I mean, she's never got this much attention before, and she's getting it from everywhere. I completely understand that. But she takes the phone, she takes the guy's phone, and he's looking for it, and he finally confronts her, like, man, you have my phone. This is like she stole, like, they're in this project house, and they're have to fix this room for the mother to bring in the husband's new wife. So they hired some random black guy, some carpenter, to help with the renovations. As Ami is helping him bring supplies into the apartment, he leaves his cell phone on the front seat of the car. She sees it and sneaks and put it in her pocket. He doesn't know where his phone went. So throughout the remainder of the movie, she's using his phone to upload her provocative pictures and get exposure, online. So the worst scene, one of the worst scenes in the movie for me, is when he finally confronts her with the cell phone. She doesn't want to give it up. She's desperate. So she throws herself at him, and either unbuttoning or unzipping her shirt. Then she starts pulling her pants down, like she's finna give him something. Now, thank God, he says, what are you doing? Pushes her away, does a 180-degree turn, and tries to beeline out of there. But she chases him down, takes his phone, goes into the bathroom, takes a picture of her vagina, and then posts it online. All that was completely unnecessary, bro. I mean, and the thing is when she came onto him and this film, and she's dealing with neglect and things of that nature, that is, to be honest with you, I'll go and admit, that's believable to me. I can sit here and say to myself, okay, if any little girl in the world somewhere has been beaten, molested, raped, or gone through any type of trauma, she's just not getting love from anywhere, and every door is slammed in her face, how she should possibly will react that way, I can get down with that 100%. That is 100% believable to me. But that wasn't the tone of this movie and of this scene. She used that to she was going out of her way to make the audience feel uncomfortable to sexualize a child during that scene.
It wouldn't have worked if not, though. That's my argument.
How it would have worked better. I think more people would have been able to relate to.
So she's screaming and crying.
I'm sorry.
No, so would you rather the girl scream and cry? I mean, how was she going to get the phone from him? How was she going to convince him? She saw what worked with the old man. She tried it again.
I'm talking. No. I'm talking about the way the film was shot.
Okay.
The director is doing certain things with the camera that's not necessary. And the point I was about to make, so she posts her vagina online or whatever. 11-year-old girl did that in this film. We talked about how this is a reflection on real life. I mean, I could be incorrect, but I seriously doubt that 11-year-old girls are posting the picture of their vagina online. If I'm wrong, and y'all want to let me know in the comment, like, well, you're not gonna let me know if your daughter did that, but I think you get my point.
No, but I'm trying to tell you, knowing middle school teachers, they have sex tapes on, was it Snapchat? That's what they use. Like it's always conspiracies and stuff going on, and then like I'm like, what that happens? Like I was in disbelief as well, but it's a real thing.
Okay, but when the mother finds out, and then she just goes ham, and that's like, like, what are you doing? You're embarrassing me. I'll kill you. I think her reaction was, it was perfect. The next scene, bro, is when they when her and the grandmother, I don't know, they're praying for her or trying to have some type of exorcism scene or something. And Ami's like this, she's just throwing water on her face, trying to purge this evil spirit out of her, and the camera is spinning around in a 360-degree turn, and it just keeps on spinning. You only see Ami's body from here on up, but for some reason the director wants to pull the camera back. Oh, I want to show her bottom half too. She has little her underwear on, and then she just starts gyrating and shaking. I can't explain that. I don't know what that was about. I don't know why it was there.
I think what she was going.
Go ahead, bro.
I think she was going for something. She was trying to correlate the dancing. It was she's being pulled in two separate directions right now, two extremes. The dancing with the girls trying to do that for likes, and the that spiritual. I guess they were getting the demon out of her or whatever was going on. Or I don't know what. Again, it's a different culture, so I can't just be like, oh, that wouldn't happen in my household, so that's not real. That might be a tradition that women go through when they're at this stage of life. They're going through puberty. I don't really know. I just know it happened, and it looked similar to the dances she was doing with the girls. I thought that was very interesting. Again, I don't know. I'm culturally ignorant on a lot of things, so I'm not going to speak about it.
You said you think it was similar to the dancing of the girls. What she wasn't even dancing. She was just shaking like she was just having a seizure, bro. Like she was turning this.
You talking about when she showed her body though? That's what you were talking about. When she was on the ground, the same little gyrating motion that they was doing in the by the train tracks or whatever. It's like, okay,
she turned it into a wet t-shirt contest.
All right,
I'm serious, bro. It wasn't necessary. Malcolm, in any adult film, bro, when two people, a man and women, whoever is when two adults are having sex, there's so many ways to put the camera where you don't have to show the nipple or the asshole or the penis or the vagina or this or that.
I didn't see any of that here.
I'm sorry.
I didn't see any penis, vagina, asshole, nothing.
What I'm saying is still effective, bro. Like you have this little girl soaking wet in her underwear, just going on like. But
it was like an exorcism to me. I didn't think sexually.
What? It was, of course, because you're not a weirdo.
Okay. I'm not going to judge this film through lenses I can't see through. I'm not a weirdo. I'm not a pedo, so I'm not going to be looking at it like, oh, I found that sexually.
None of us are. Okay, but like I said earlier, Netflix gave the pedos a early Christmas gift in 2020.
Okay.
I mean, that's it's just look. Just another thing that bothered me is just like the universe that this film was set up in. At the very beginning, these cuties that are her friends, why are they the only girls in the whole school that are dressed like hookers that are on the corner? No one else is dressed like that, and it really does. I mean, even if we want to go ahead and say, Brandon, this film was a reflection of what little girls go through in real life, I can understand that. But in real life, bro, I cannot speak in French about life in Senegal and in France, but I know that over here, if girls are dressed like that at school, the administration will raise hell. There was no teachers, no counselors, principals. Nobody checked the little girls.
Again,
in the whole school, they stood out like the Power Rangers, bro, in their bright ass colors. And there was the only time any of these girls was reprimanded was at the very at the very end of the movie when they was doing when they had this little outfit on right here during their performance. That's the only time adults show disgust for their outfits, for their performance, for their behavior.
Again, when I look at a film and I see that it's a different language from mine, it's a different country, I take my blinders. Okay, so this is going to be a different culture. I can't have the same expectations as I have looking at if it was a film shot in Fort Worth, Texas. You know what I mean? So
I mean that's fair, but at the same time, it's a stretch, bro. I mean, we're all human beings. I'm just saying.
It's in the universe, in the world of this film. That's where it works.
I mean, do you understand what I'm saying, though? No, you okay. It would be like that point would make more sense to me since this is in France. If all the kids dressed that way, if it were just a cultural norm that we're not accustomed to in the States, to where little girls, it's okay for little girls and friends to dress like whores on the corner.
No, I mean,
But it
because you
wasn't
have
the
kids.
case. It was these four to five girls out of the whole school. No one else was dressed that way.
Ah, come on now.
And
I
it,
mean, that's just like in middle school. I remember everybody wanted to wear Tommy and they wanted to wear Jordans. Now everybody couldn't afford that. Everybody couldn't do that. So you had cliques. People did their own things and they went their own direction depending on where they were from, their neighborhood. You had gangs, and I mean, it's like you see a movie about some Bloods and Crips. Like, why are these guys wearing red and everybody at the school not wearing red? Because it's a different segment. Like this is a certain group that hangs together.
and doing that, and they'd check for that, bro. That their question. All I'm saying, like, I see what you're saying. My thing is, if this is supposed to be a reflection on life, there was no adults to check this,
On
bro.
somebody
Even
else's
even
life.
even when they did the tryouts, bro, and Ami was locked out because she was helping her grandma with the groceries, whatever. Like none of the like why these there was just no question of it. Like no one said, okay, because they could have did a better job. I understand that they was getting their influence from social media. The film could have did a better job of depicting that because they got more of their motivation from an older dance group that did not dance as provocative as them, but they performed in the tryouts right before them. The judges didn't say nothing about it. You have like I want to say there was at least 17 years old, maybe. I hope they was older than that. So nobody's gonna question, okay, why are y'all 11-year-old girls trying to compete with these women over here? Like that just wasn't realistic to me. Like to me that was like a hidden subliminal message of society accepting this bull crap. You know what I'm saying? Just always just no
I
big.
don't think it was anything hit. I'm gonna tell you something.
It's like some, it's a phase type thing. That
No,
bothered me, bro.
I don't buy it. The one thing that I discovered on my last watch for this film was how innocent and how childlike these girls were. They didn't know, they were jumping in bed. They didn't know what a condom was. They didn't know anything about how babies were made and all that kind of stuff. They're coming into that. It even said they had a line where talking about the condom, AIDS people have
Right,
sex with that, and the girl said, "It isn't my fault. I didn't know
right,
what it was." And I was like, man, like
bro.
just imagine almost like an argument
That was
for
the
sexual
best.
education.
Yes, that was I can't believe I forgot to say that. I agree with you. That was the best point of the film to me, because earlier when we started this view, and I said that there was something that I can relate to that one of the little girls did that happened to me. I can't remember if I was in first grade or fourth grade, but I picked up a used condom on the ground before when I was that age. I did not know what it was. I just didn't know, and they reacted the same way. Oh, put that down! You're gonna get AIDS. You got HIV. And I'm just like, what? I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there as far as like how the youth can make horrible decisions because of their ignorance, their lack of education. Bravo, great job there. I have to give the filmmakers credit there, the writing team credit there. I mean, that's great. This film has a lot of great themes in it. It really does, and you can learn from it. I just think that that ruins the whole thing when you have these little girls dry humping the floor with sucking on their fingers and stuff like that,
That doesn't distract me because I get
slapping
it.
each other on the ass.
They
That's
weren't,
horrible.
what was funny? The funniest part was them actually dancing because
Oh,
Amy, she had studied. She had been in there looking at the videos, even in the church house or whatever the mosque. So she was an expert. She was obsessed about it, and she went full steam ahead. And she was trying to teach them, and they were like doing these goofy. They look like middle schoolers. They look so innocent, and it's like, what are they doing? This is hilarious to me. So it's like,
bro. Hilarious is the word you
yeah,
choosing.
hilarious is the word.
Okay. I can agree with that. I'll choose the word disgusting and
because
gross.
they're middle school. It's the absurdity of it. Like they're middle
Let me
schoolers,
ask you this,
and it's
Malcolm. Let me ask you this. Neither one of us have kids, bro. I really yeah, like. You would find it hilarious if your daughter was doing that, bro. You wouldn't. I mean,
that's not a fair question. We talking about a movie. You
what?
can't.
But no. But
This is not a
the movie reflects real life, though.
no. This is a story within its own universe.
Uh,
It's not fair for you to say, "Oh, would you
okay.
like your daughter to do that?" Like I would gladly sit down with my 10-year-old daughter and watch this movie. Like I think it's so much to be gained from watching this.
Well,
It's a great story overall.
that It is a great
one of the
story.
best coming of age stories I've seen in a very long time, with like young preteen people.
And I will not argue with that. It really is. But for some reason, they wanted to end. I can't even talk. I mean, it's uncomfortable with me talking about this movie. For some reason, they want to insert this extra BS for no reason, bro. I mean,
so if they go in there and take the dancing out for you in the angles that you see that you're not comfortable with.
It wasn't even the dance. It's not the dancing. It's the way the film was shot and the extension of it. I mean, cut out the fluff. You did. It was complete, bro. That staircase scene was completely unnecessary. It was just you could have had 5 to 7 seconds of that and made your point, and everybody could be like, yeah, little girls do act like that. But nah, man, she was putting on a performance. Like, I want to show a performance of sexualized children during this point in the movie. Whether that was her intention or not, that's what she did. Everything that you have said is true, and I agree with you.
But how do you get away with not showing that though? That's what their dream was. They were so excited to be seen in that light. That's what they wanted.
But you don't have to have the camera zoomed in on the crotch this close, bro. You don't have to do that. The whole aspect ratio, bro, just the whole screen was, bro, for a good moment, the whole screen was of her crotch, bro. I mean, if you're gonna have little girls dry hump on the floor, have them do it for 2.5 seconds, not 11 or 15. It was just unnecessary. I mean, like, what type of films I like, bro. I like action, adventure, ninja, martial arts, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If somebody coming through and chop off a head, yes, it's realistic to show blood. However, if you're going to give me a Quentin Tarantino-esque version of that, to where the blood is squirting to the ceiling for 30 minutes, that's completely unnecessary.
But that's not real life. It's a movie. It's a part of that director's vision. I think she wanted to make you feel uncomfortable, but also show the absurdity.
Said in the interview that this was a reflection of her life. The director said
it's a film, though.
What?
You can look. It's not a documentary. It's not her filming exactly what's going on in her life. She's trying to tell a story, and she's trying to make you feel a certain way.
Oh, I wish I can pull up the clip. God, bro, that's what she said. She says, I was a little girl, and I retold my story through Ami. That is what she said in the interview. Okay. So you can, if she says that, I don't want to. I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you. I'm just saying I don't want to hear nothing saying like, "Oh, it's just a movie." No, it's not just a movie.
It is just a movie, though. It's not exactly a movie. Is an hour and 30 minutes. Her childhood was 18 years. Her 11 when she was 11. That's a whole entire year. She didn't tell a whole. She told bits and pieces to move the story forward and make it a great movie.
And it could have been better if it was even longer, bro. There could have been so many points and times where an adult set her down and be like, "No, you don't need to do this because of this. If you act like
that's
this,
not how it works for most 11-year-olds in the projects, man. And I know that. Even French or Senegalese or whatever, when she don't have a father as well. Come on now.
True. But
no one sits you down. You just learn.
The carpenter could have set her down. Why? Like after they had the little scene or whatever where she was gyrating or whatever, and I said, "Wait, t-shirt contest." What was the next scene? The priest came over there, put his hands on her, and prayed for her, and was like, "Look, I understand that you're going through this, with your husband. You shouldn't have to bear this burden. God will never put a woman through something that she can't handle. If the burden is too much, you can leave the marriage. But I want to tell you, there is no evil spirits or demon in that child." They could have used that scene right there for both of them to go down there and console the little girl and be like, "Look,
that's not how that works." I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you an example. Rather,
Malcolm. How does that not work, bro? That was a golden platinum opportunity for them to sit down and teach the child the way.
I don't think you understand how that works. Like, to be put in that situation as a man, like an 11-year-old's coming on to you, and you're like, I don't know how old that man is. He looks like a young man.
I'm talking about the priest.
Right.
You talking about the carpenter guy.
You said the scene before where he took his phone.
Okay, well, I did say that, but when what I just said now, I was saying that after the priest prayed for her and then told the mother, like, "I know y'all are going through this, but there are no evil spirits or demons in your child. I'm saying after she tried to pay him the money and he was like, no, keep the money, you're good or whatever. I'm saying that right there could have been a perfect opportunity for them to sit down and teach her the way.
But that's not the
If they
cultural
would have had that
norm.
scene or more scenes like that, I probably wouldn't have feel as bad as I do about these child porno scenes. I mean, I still would, but it was just so many. I mean, they didn't have a talk right there. None of the administration in the whole school did that. At the very end, where they're dressed like this during the performance, why didn't all the parents in the
I
whole
think that would have been fluff.
rip the cord out the thing and shut the whole thing down?
She wasn't going to listen to that. That's the point. It's told from the middle schooler's perspective. It's like so. What would be the use of putting that in there? They could have put several scenes of adults talking to her about this, that, and the other. And what would they have done? She still was going to do what she wanted to do, right? So it didn't really matter.
I can't argue with that. I can't, but I can't argue with it, man. I don't know. We
get where you're coming from, man, but I feel like she gave so many chances in this movie for you to look at these girls as little girls. Like everything they were doing just reminded me of just things little girls would do. Even when they would have these moments where they were just being kids, at the end of the scene, they would all end up piled up on top of each other, just laughing. And it's like I remember that feeling being a little kid, right? And it's like that happened quite a bit. And at the very end, of course, I'll let you talk about that. I want to see what your thoughts are on the ending.
I don't know how they got there.
Okay.
You talking about when she starts floating in the air and her hair is actually done and she's smiling and she feels delivered and all that?
When she's like, this feels good to be a kid, not having the pressure of trying to be like an adult. That was like her freedom. It felt good to me as an audience member.
Right. But I don't think anybody was pressuring her to do that. It would be different if males were hitting on her or whatever, and like she wasn't getting no attention or play at school. That wasn't the case, man. I mean, that's another thing when I was talking about the leap at the very beginning, because I lost my train of thought to be honest with you. But it would have made more sense if the girl felt neglected because of her dad, in my opinion, was a deadbeat. So she goes to school. It's not like she wasn't getting picked on. I mean, there was that little brief scene at the very beginning, but the other girl with the glasses came up like, hey, they just messing with you. They just messing with you to give you a hard time. You can kick it with us or whatever. So she was immediately accepted. Only time she was neglected from the group is when she made that dumbass decision of posting her vagina online. Of course, you're gonna lose friends of that way. So it's not like she was like, oh, I like this little boy over here. I have a crush on him. I'm gonna go try to shoot my shot, and he turns her down like, oh no, you're not pretty, you ugly or whatever. I like girls like this that dress like that. So she was like, okay, well, dang, I want some male attention because I'm not getting it at home. So let me dress like this so I can get all the attention. It was nothing like that at all. That's what I meant when I'm saying the leap. She's just like, oh, let me just do this because they're doing it over there.
The whole entire movie, she made it her goal to try to be liked. She wanted to be liked the whole time. She never had real agency, and she finally got agency when her mother was like, "If you don't want to come, you don't have to come." That felt like a breakthrough. And then she looked at the dress, and she's like, "You know what? I don't want to wear the dress." She wore her regular clothes that she liked, the clothes that kids made fun of her with. And then she went outside and she started playing like a kid. She found freedom.
Right. And another great point that you made, she was trying to get liked, but she wasn't unliked. She wasn't. I mean, the only neglect that she got was from her father. And so I mean, they
call her homeless.
I'm not about to. Huh?
They called her homeless. They said you're just like you're a homeless kid. A lot. They took her bag. Pushed her around.
I don't remember that, but I was gonna say, like, to be fair, is like I didn't mean to like sound so insensitive. Like, okay, her father wasn't there, no big deal, get over it. I'm not gonna excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna tell somebody how to react to their own trauma. That's no, we don't. I think you know where I'm going with that. I mean, I was gonna say I don't want anybody to tell me how to react to 400 years of oppression, in the land that we built. So I'm not gonna tell a little girl how she should react, because her father isn't there. But I just did not see that she was just getting beat on to where she just. I mean, some confusion, yes, man. But
I think were you looking for pressure?
Was a bit excessive. I'm sorry.
Were you looking for Precious in this movie? Because that's not the same culture.
Oh man, no. Well, I
The
mean,
abuse comes from her being a middle schooler from a different religion, a different culture, a different country, different colors. You pretty much the only black kid. Like I don't know how that works over there, but like all these things going against her, she just wants to be liked. That's everything that she does drives that. It comes from that perspective.
I mean that's fair. I just kind of think the storytelling kind of failed on that point of, I'm not going to give the film or the director credit for work they didn't do. I'm just not. I'm not going to fill in the holes for them because I mean, I'll say, oh, I know what you're trying to do because yes, that happens in real life. No, you didn't put that in the film. You just had this character leap over here for
Yeah,
reasons
but what
fully explained, huh?
she did put it in the film. I think that you're like saying I can't relate to that in my childhood or what I know from middle school, so I can't. I don't buy it. That's different. I believed everything that was in the
Well,
film,
okay. Well, I mean, I don't want to. We
but
have
that's just my opinion.
all good, man. Do you have any closing thoughts, man? You recommend the film? you know,
Man, I
whatever you
highly
got to say.
recommend this. I highly recommend this film. I watched it again 3 times. I had to make sure because I watched it the first time and a half because I was looking for what people were talking about. It was like, oh, it's a pedo form and it's a lot of things going on, and it's like, why would you put it on? I looked at all the criticism and judging about that, and so I had to take that down out of my mind and just watch it as a film. Just let me just be open minded and see what she's trying to say. And I was blown away. I think she did a great job. I can't pronounce the name, so I'm not going to try, but I'm going to be looking for her in the future. And what she has to say, I think she has a great voice. I don't really haven't really been checking for French film a lot, but I'm definitely looking forward to what she has coming forward.
Yeah, the French
She
do.
did so many little things, and we don't even have the time to talk about the little bitty things she did. And for you to direct child actors at that age and bring out brilliant performances, and then even the shot selection, man, it was just great all the way around. I love the movie.
I was about to say I agree with everything you just said, but then you added that all the way around part. So I can't agree with that because I mean I agree with everything that you just said for the most part. All of that. I mean, she did some amazing things as a filmmaker for this to be her debut, but the whole thing is ruined because you put child pornography in it, in my opinion. I mean, bro, it's just think about this, man. Thanksgiving, and this is a silly analogy, but everybody looks forward to going over grandma aunt's house, and you got that big ass table with all these dishes of food. You got your ham, your turkey, your mashed potatoes, your macaroni and cheese, green beans, rolls, cornbread, whatever. But on the corner of the table over there, you got a big pile of shit, and it's just sitting right there. It ruins the whole thing, bro. Even if it's in its own little container, it's just there for no reason at all. It did not have to be there. It
So
didn't.
no, I wouldn't say that the dancing is like shit. The dancing might be like coleslaw or something, traduckery or something like something that's outside the norm that you're like, I don't really know about that, but it works. It works for the film.
And but
I
it,
see
and
what
it,
you're trying to do, and it works for me.
and it wasn't just the dancing, man. There were just some other stuff in the movie where they just was like, look, I'm just trying to slowly seep in this child pedo stuff, man. It's like that she went out of her way to show like a little girl's body that it wasn't necessary to do that, bro.
But that's what she saw. That's what the little girl Amy saw when she looked at those videos, and that's what she was trying to emulate. That was
No,
her
I'm
dream.
talking about the direction of the film, the way it was shot, and these long ass takes. It was, and at one point there was dancing in the beginning, and when they was dancing, it wasn't all sexual and provocative. One girl was, I don't know what, it looked like she was doing pop.
They were learning, and it was funny.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like this
that was
look.
actual dancing. That was actually cute or whatever, and I can subscribe to that all day. But then when they try to turn on the sex stuff, I'm like, nah, man. I mean, it could have been a great film, but this extra pedo agenda that they kind of stick in the back door, it makes it a pile of crap to me.
I watched it three
I mean,
times.
huh?
I watched it 3 times. Every viewing, it got better and better. I saw something I didn't see before. I learned something about the characters I didn't see before. All the performances were brilliant. But as far as the kids, I mean, look, we don't have enough time to go too deep into it, but I just felt like I just love the direction of this film.
Out of all the films to watch 3 times, this is the one.
I had to. I was like, what is the fuss about? Why? Look, I said I don't really know if this film is as bad as people think, and I got called a beta male, weak male. I'm like, what happened? I ain't even let me watch this scene and see what people are talking about first.
I do respect your boldness, sir. Well, Malcolm recommends the film. I don't. We're split down the middle.
So I love these kind of films about about children that are a little bit different from me, and it doesn't remind me of, but it gave me the same feeling as this film. One of my favorite films ever, called Chop Shop. Like, this is one of the best films I've ever seen in my life, and it gave me that same feeling.
I thought you was about to pull out The City of God. You have seen The City of God, right?
City of God is great too. That's up on the list as well. I love when you can bring brilliant performances out of young actors, children.
Now, The City of God, I haven't seen that film since like 2004, 2005. And I'm not praising this, but wasn't there children in that movie having sex? I know they were
shooting, everything you can think of.
Now, I'm not saying, see City of God because it was children and having sex. You have to see that movie to understand the world and the environment that they lived in. I mean, they had it rough, they had it tough, but then they had children having sex in that movie, and it made sense for the story. They literally had no.
Granted, nobody in this movie had sex
options or anything like that. But it wasn't in the scope of child pornography or pedo film. You know what I'm saying? It was realistic for that universe in that movie, City of God. That wasn't the case in this. The director, the execs, whoever, the producers, they went out of their way to shoehorn this in. I mean, like it stood out like a sore red thumb. It was completely unnecessary. Just completely unnecessary.
And again, we have a differing of opinion because I think it's the only way that the film worked.
Well, hey, it is what it is, man. You know, that's just my opinion. You know, that's just your opinion. That's what's up. But guys, I mean, you can. I'm not going to give it a rating, but I mean, you can if you want to. 1 out of 10. If
I think this is close to a 9. 9 is coming, but I think right now it's like an 8.5. I want to watch it again, but I love this movie. And I'm only saying it because people are like clowning it, but it's like, man, it just gave me a feeling this last time around where I was like, I get it. Like, I love what she was trying to do, the direction of it, the performances. You know, there's a few things here that I didn't agree with, but I love what she did. I thought it worked very well, and it came together in a really great package.
And I don't even talk about.
I would say like a B+.
Well, guys, that is just our opinion. I gotta probably come up with a better outro if it's 2 people. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. If you like the video, please go ahead and give us the thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Help me reach 30,000 subscribers. Malcolm, my brother, where can people find you online if you want them to find you online?
I'm always talking crap on Twitter. You can find me from Mal with love.
Hold on, I was laughing. They probably didn't hear you, man.
You can find me on Twitter from Mal with love.
Okay.
MAL.
My brother, welcome back to the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? You can come back anytime. We in COVID right
Always
now.
A pleasure.
So you know, you can't come to the crib no more like, you know, back in the day, but you know, we can make it work. And so yeah, guys, that's it. So again, I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Look me up on social media. Guys, again, I just want to thank you so much. And before you go, don't forget to always chase your dreams, because I'm chasing mine. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.